It has been called the greatest achievement in athletics history. At the Mexico Olympics in 1968, Bob Beamon of the USA shattered the world long jump record with a leap of 29 feet, 2.5 inches. Beamon now lives with his family in Miami. It's been over 2 decades since that day in Mexico City, but his record is still unbeaten. All the more remarkable for a child from a poor New York background growing up in a difficult period for Black Americans. Beamon was a teenager as the civil rights movement attempted to improve the lot of Black Americans. While he was motivated enough to boycott an athletics meeting his college held against Brigham Young University because of the racial policies of the Mormon Church, his feelings didn't interfere too much with his athletics progress, and he soon became one of the world's best long jumpers. The 1968 Olympics were held in the high altitude of Mexico City. Beamon was part of a powerful American team, and after a superb season, he'd been installed as favourite in the long jump. In the final, he was to live up to that label in a manner no one thought possible.
I thought that it was probably a world record, but maybe a couple of inches. The jump and the measurement with the measuring device is, of course, a little bit too short. I didn't think about this until 30 minutes later because we've had so many problems with the measuring. We had to bring in a manual tape, and I was not familiar with meters. And about 30 minutes later, they said that I jumped 29 feet, 2.5 inches. And when they mentioned that to me, I was just completely flabbergasted.
He had improved the world record by 21 3/4 inches. When he finally realised the magnitude of his achievement, Beamon collapsed in tears. Not surprisingly, Beamon never approached such heights again in his career. He became an athletics coach in Mexico, but has now turned to helping disadvantaged children in Miami.
Working with children has always been a number one program for me. I do have 2 kids that I have here that I'm working with every day that I'm here, but I also have an act to work with the kids in the community.
For Beamon, relaxation is good jazz, and he frequently adds to a collection that now runs into thousands of records. But even great athletes aren't immune from health problems. Recently, Beamon was diagnosed as suffering from hypertension.
I used to think that hypertension was a disease that was brought on by worrying and brought on by drinking. But I'm a guy that has been in excellent shape for all my life, and then all of a sudden I am faced with a physical problem that could very well be fatal to me if I don't get it screened or diagnosed and get the prescribed regimen that I should be taking on a daily basis. And I did. I realized it, and now I'm just as happy as I can be going around to different places and talking about the importance of good health and diet.
Bob Beamon has found happiness away from athletics, surrounded by his family and records. But it's a different sort of record that stands out in the minds of sports fans. A record from a summer's day 2 decades ago that may be with us until the next century.